Hi, babes. This is Hot Dad's Pod with Gracie.
That's me.
Co-host. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We.
French for me.
Yep. And Maria. Hi. Me, head bitch in charge and co-host. And welcome to our pod. We have amazingly, deeply hilarious guests on who come and give us fatherly advice on our burning questions.
And then they also tell us how they stay hot, whatever type of hotness you have, health hotness, physical hot, emotional hotness, whatever it is that they do.
Spirituality, crystals on your face.
The hotness is inside.
Crystals inside of you.
Anywhere on your body,
whatever
really.
you need to do to feel good.
And where can they follow us,
They
Maria?
can follow us on Instagram at HotDadsPod. You can email us your complaints at hotdadspod@gmail.com.
Complaints only. We ask for no positive feedback.
Yep, not at all. Please like, subscribe, share, and put us in your will. Not asking a lot. And we'll plug our own social medias, and you feel free to plug yours as well. But first, we would like to welcome our guest for today, Ayanna Dookie.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be talking during any of that part. That's why I was kind of ping-ponging back like it was a tennis match.
Yeah. If you did,
exciting.
we would have invited you.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go on people's podcasts and they're just like, wait till I introduce you. And it's like, well, this already doesn't seem fun.
Yeah. They're like, go in the closet until we invite you out.
Just like, all right, well, here's
No,
what
this is
Name the
cool.
episode.
Do you feel like you double dutched in okay?
I mean, ever since then, that's been like a traumatic situation after that one time. So every time I'm on somebody's podcast, I'm like,
I've had so many people say that. And so that's why I said ahead, we'll introduce you so that you didn't feel anxious.
well, because some people have a very very specific way of starting their podcast, which I'm for. I've edited my podcast. I said it like I was like this podcast editor, my podcast before.
She is a huge editor. We always say that about her.
One of my many hidden talents. But I understand having we do this thing and then we do this thing.
Yeah, we call those people nerds.
Okay.
Formats. I get it.
Yeah.
We do have a format. We actually have it written down right over there.
We practice.
I really went and looked.
We did. Maria has very neat handwriting, but we were going to have you plug.
Yes. So why don't you? So Ayanna's a comedian, a writer, an actress. Where can they find you on the internet?
I feel like we should do that at the end when they decide whether they actually want to find me.
We do both.
Let's do it up front.
We do both.
Because here's where the tension could lie. Here's where we get a lot of the suspense is they could follow you when you plug it up top. Okay. And then if they hate you so much, they have to unfollow you.
Yeah, that's
within an hour span.
Yeah.
Instagram does tell you who unfollowed. They don't tell you who, but they tell you.
They tell you when people unfollow you?
You're not people,
you just
but they
check
give you a
your
number.
numbers.
Yeah. But it actually has a thing that says net follows
in your,
and then follows and then unfollows. And I'm like, you could have kept an unfollow to yourself.
Yeah.
I could have subtracted if I really needed to know.
Yeah.
I'm not a business.
I mean, we
are,
are, though.
I'm not a business in the way that it's not going to not hurt my feelings.
You're a business.
It's gonna
You're
hurt
a
my
brand.
feelings.
You're an empire. Okay?
Yeah.
Did you say that into the mirror?
Yes. I thought that you were the mirror.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. That comma was so important in Jay-Z's lyric.
Yes.
Never seen such an important comma.
It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Jay-Z.
But you're not releasing this on his birthday.
So what?
Yeah.
Mate, we're going to wait a year.
Only
just to
real
teach you a
Jay-Z. This is a
lesson.
podcast for only real Jay-Z fans, which will know when this is recorded.
Well, I guess it's time for me to leave.
Yep. Don't even plug. This is actually
Get out.
Yeah.
Real guys. You can find me on Instagram at Dookie, A-D as in David, O-O-K-I-E. A as in Ayanna, Dookie as in that's my last name. It's really my last name. Please don't send me messages going, that's really not your last name. Because it is. Why would I come up with that?
Just because you're such a fun guy.
It really makes you stand out. So I get it.
Yeah, it does. I don't know. Guys do they can't really. I'm like, are you trying to fuck me or is this a negging thing? I don't know. It's weird.
Do you get a lot of DM? You get a lot of DMs as a hot female comedian.
No, it started when my Instagram, for the most part, they've been usually on par with I find you really funny.
Okay.
I mean, I'll find that guys they're like, you're so beautiful, but most people are at least leaning into that, which I'm very proud of. I'm proud of you guys. Go you.
You have good taste.
I typically only respond to the women though, which is kind of biased too because they could be gay.
Sure.
It's
been known to happen.
They're not scary.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Because I message if somebody shares one of my posts, I'll heart it back and then send a heart. And then, people don't realize that I usually sometimes I don't even look at who did it, but I'm just like, that's my way of saying I see.
Yeah.
And then, then there are guys who are like, oh shit, she responded to me. And it's just like, no, I respond to everybody that is appreciative of my
But men have
content.
to turn everything into sex.
I mean, that's...
There's no human to human. It's just pussy to dick.
But those men could also be gay. Remember, we just talked about women being gay. It's happened to men too.
Yeah, but
It's
then
been
they
known
don't
to
slide into her
happen.
DMs and say gross stuff.
That's very true.
So-
That's very true.
That's true.
I feel like you have to feel it out, right? You have to feel it out. You have
just have to hope and pray.
Yeah, but you also like don't want to be so icy that people, and this is just maybe me being insecure, you don't want to be so icy that people like don't like, you want to be nice enough where you create like a loyal following. Like I have people who follow me because they think I'm funny, and then we have like a little bit of a rep, a little bit of a banter, but you have to suss it out first to make sure that they're not like creepers.
I feel like you also have to be limited with the banter if it's men, because if you if you message them back one time, then they think that you guys are buds, and
they also
like,
over
stop.
banter because they think you're a comedian. Like they go right into like sexy raunchy banter, and you're like, I'm a person who's tired. I'm a
also get
tired
very
person.
tired.
They get excitable, and they also mansplain pretty quickly too.
Comedy,
Yeah.
or just like things,
like you'll like,
which we love on this
chat,
podcast, and
yeah.
it's called Hot Dads. So mansplaining encouraged.
I mean, that's really, but it's consensual.
Yes,
mansplaining.
right,
We ask
sure.
you to mansplain.
Yeah. Speaking vaguely of the theme of this podcast, should we do high lows?
Yeah, let's do high lows.
Yeah.
Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first. I have them locked and loaded.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Both of them are obviously very sad and very, well, the high is not
high
sad.
is
The high is not sad. Actually, my high might be sad. Okay. Here's my high. And it's very weird. My high is that I moved into my parents, and that is a high.
They're home. They're home.
They're home.
Because you said into my parents.
Into my parents. I moved into.
She's phased
I
herself
figured out
into her
how to
parents.
body
back.
invade. Very cool.
I can't think of anyone I would be less likely to
Oh my
body
God,
invade than
I know.
your parents. No, than my parents.
Disgusting ass parents. Okay, and the reason why it's cool, and
Shout out
again, it's been
Canaans.
one day, so it's not like lost its homey luster yet. I'm sure it will in another 3 days. Is Tempur-Pedic mattress, and
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
but I have drawers in my bathroom, and I
have your own bathroom in
I have
there?
my own bathroom. My bathroom and the room are like bigger than my previous apartment. It is so nice, and it's like having a drawer for your stuff. I don't feel like I'm a little like I have a little hobo bindle, I just like live out of my, like I wake up every day. Sorry, is that not a good word?
I just laughed at you.
Oh, really? Okay, all right. There's a lot of me checking with
Is
people.
hobo like a woke word that we are
I don't
supposed to
know.
not?
Well, whenever I think of hobo, I think of like a 1920s person with like fingerless gloves who's maybe going to
Traveling
join the
man
circus.
who
Yeah,
doesn't have a home.
exactly.
I mean, it's a homeless person, but
Right.
I think that
With pizzazz.
I'll raise my hand if I think you say something horrific.
Oh my God. All right. We should have a code going
Otherwise,
forward. I need to be
carry
kept in
on.
line. Okay, fantastic.
Because it was a fun image.
Oh, yeah.
I just see
fantastic.
them as a
Fantastic.
Halloween costume. Like, oh, that
Yeah.
really is something.
People did definitely get upset about that at some juncture. They're like,
What?
you can't be cosplaying homelessness.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
I don't disagree, but I do
Yeah.
think bindles are fun.
Bindles are fun. Bindles are fun because there's something very cartoony about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've ever. Anyway, it's nice to not feel like I'm bindling.
Isn't
and I'm
that
about
what people do when they go camping, though?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
A
backpack.
bindle?
A bindle
No,
and a backpacker.
cosplay homelessness.
No, and I'll tell you why.
I'm not talking about glamping.
Because when you no, because even when you go camping, like camping is expensive.
Yeah.
So you go
Yeah,
out
that's
camping and
true.
people have REI
All that
and
gear
Patagonia
shit is
Yeah.
expensive.
and all that stuff. What is?
I said all that REI. That's
Oh
a-
yeah, the gear is very expensive.
Yeah.
So like if you saw someone out in the wild, you'd be like, you're doing very well for yourself actually. If you
Yeah.
have all
Well,
the
that would be
gear.
the only place to see them in the wild because they're camping.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't think just seeing them like out getting coffee counts as the wild. So that was my high.
Are you a camping person?
I'm just thinking about how like white people pay to struggle. And it's a very expensive cost because
It's very
like
expensive.
I've gone camping one time and my friend she's like I bought the tent and I bought this and I bought that and I was like why don't we just stay home? Like, this seems like a whole lot.
I love camping. I really do. But also I have a habit of dating white guys who have that gear. I like legitimately love camping and hiking. And like, it makes me, I know it's very uncool. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm still cynical and I still like kind of hate life sometimes, but it just resets
you're still likable.
me. I'm still likable. I'm still relatable. But I just don't, but you do have to go with other people who have all of that stuff because like,
or you could just not.
Yeah, but like I
could go
love
to a
stars
hotel.
And I love peeing outside.
I'm a hotel
which
bitch.
you can do here.
You like peeing outside?
I love peeing outside,
Why?
but not in a city. It's just free, man. It's just the way. Have you ever done it? Have you ever peed out in nature?
Yeah, I've been camping.
Yeah.
And I'm a hard pass.
Really?
Like, I feel like you get to an age where you stop lying about stuff you like to do, like lying to yourself. Like, I did ski bus in high school and you go up every weekend. And now, like, when someone's like, do you want to go do sports outside in the cold? I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what ski bus is.
It's just where a bus shows up at your high school and takes you to the closest like mountain. And
White people, y'all are living like a whole different life. Like, what? Like a bus just shows up and takes you to a mountain?
Well, no.
And I went to a science and tech school. Like, my school was nationally rated. Lots of black people. No bus ever showed up and took us anywhere. Like,
yeah.
Well, but this is also like in mountain country. Like, it's the Pacific Northwest. Like skiing, snowboarding is huge there.
Yeah. Same with like
it's a whole
Providence.
thing.
Where'd you go to college?
well, my high school,
high school?
I'm from right outside of DC. So PG County for anybody.
It's not very mountainous around
Well,
there,
no,
if I'm not mistaken.
And also, black people, when they go skiing, it's usually just to hang out in the lodge and look cute.
That's what I would do.
I'm
That's
doing
usually...
it, but for snacks. Like, that was what I realized. Like, the
yeah.
whole reason I was doing it, because you just sit in those stupid fucking lines, like, waiting to go to the top. And I'm not saying I didn't have fun skiing down, but you wait so long. And the whole time, like, I would, like, pack sandwiches and stuff, you know, like, because you're a kid.
Sure.
I would just eat the sandwiches on the lift and then be so excited to get, like, a burger and a huge Pepsi, you know, like, for lunch in the
Is
middle
that
of the
the
day.
top of the lift? Is it where the food is?
No, like you go down and then like in the middle of the day you go inside for lunch because you're
For
like,
sure.
oh, we're tired from skiing. So I would just be looking forward to food all day, like and just being warm. And I was like, oh, I think I don't like this.
Well, yeah, you're like, if that's the most exciting, if the most exciting part of doing something is not doing something, then you don't like it. And that's a pretty clear roadmap.
Yeah.
I think.
Is that your low, skiing?
My low is I lost my wallet and my AirPod case.
That's a very, both of them at the same time or on
in the
separate?
same week. And
wow, not
my
even at the
wallet,
same
no one has, and they were both in
from
dumb
moving,
ways.
right?
It's from moving, but my wallet, I lost it on Thanksgiving, and it's not. I know no one has taken it. I know it's like somewhere useless.
In your shit?
Like no one's stolen it. It's like somewhere stupid. So that's my low. But I want to get to your guys'
Anywhere
high
other
lows
than you
because
having it is stupid for your wallet to be.
yeah, honestly, anywhere where I can't use it is a dumb wallet location.
Did you like cancel everything?
I canceled everything, yeah.
then
But I'm
you-
just bummed about my fucking license.
But then you wouldn't know if anybody is trying to use it now because everything's canceled.
yeah, I left one. I left my debit card open for I don't know.
Just in case somebody needs money?
Just in
Like-
case I need. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If someone's stealing my wallet and doesn't return it, you know, maybe they need it more than I do.
Yeah.
No, I really
That's
wanted
a
to keep
white
it out
woman
for like
statement for sure.
that's
just
my
like,
white half
Maybe they
talking.
need it more than I
Maybe.
do.
No, I just honestly forgot until I just said that, and that's the reason
Are you
why I'm not a
panicking
good
now?
person.
Do you want us to
now.
pause the podcast so you can take care of this?
I'm good, honestly. Like I'm
so
on
concerned.
Prozac.
Ayanna's
I am.
upset.
I'm fine.
You're upsetting our guests.
I'm good. I'm
No, it's
so
just,
sorry.
it's like,
This is why you're on the Hot Dads podcast offering me. Maybe that's the thing I need fatherly advice about.
Yeah,
what do I do?
Your burning question should be: should I cancel my debit card?
That's lost.
But we can't fast forward. So
yeah, we can't.
That's your
Okay,
high and your low.
hold that.
Do you
Think
want me
about
to go
that.
next, or are you ready with your
oh
high
no,
low?
go ahead. I'm just pondering how she hasn't
Yeah.
put the microphone down and
I'm
contacted her
good.
bank.
Prozac.
Hell yeah!
This
Shout out, shout out.
podcast is brought to you by.
Oh my god.
I'm in the pocket of big Prozac.
High would be I was just productive this week. You know, it's a nice feeling when you're like, oh, I got shit done. I meant to do that. I'm going to Hawaii on Thursday.
Oh my god!
So
yay.
I like signed me and my friends up all for the excursions we're going to do there, which I'm just really excited about. because this will be my first vacation since December 2019.
Give us an excursion. It's nothing outside, right?
Nighttime snorkeling with manta rays.
Okay, that sounds very active and outdoorsy.
And
Yeah,
dangerous.
but it's warm. It's not dangerous.
It's warm.
How do you know? Did you talk to the manta ray?
Because the
Manta rays
first
are
of all,
not.
there's
They're
more than one.
vegetarians.
How dare you? Second of yeah, they are. They definitely don't eat people.
I am vegetarian too, and I accidentally had chicken salad one time. So, there's that.
Sure, I guess their mouths really aren't.
Well, how far into it were you before you
It was
realized?
like a puff and
Cool. So, the worst case scenario, one of these vegetarian
Just one of
manta
my
rays
feet.
just take.
an exploratory bite.
Yeah, it just takes a leg off. You
That's
should be
what
Would
sharks
fine.
be
do.
my worst day.
Yeah.
That's what sharks do, though. They don't eat you immediately. They take an exploratory bite.
Yeah.
Learned that on Shark Week.
Okay. Well,
And then if they
I'll
don't
keep
like
that in
you, should
mind.
you be,
I have
like,
I have no
offended?
shark excursions planned.
Okay.
If that's
But,
of any
I mean,
comfort.
sharks live where they live.
Listen,
Okay,
if
go
I
ahead.
die, I die. I don't know what to tell you. I guess my low is finding out that Ayanna knows that I'm going to be dead next week.
I mean, like, is this before or after the marathon?
After.
Okay,
Okay,
so at least
fine.
you'll have completed what you needed to complete.
Yeah, before you lose your leg inevitably to
I
the
would
first
prefer that
ever.
it take my foot and then I don't have to run, to be honest with
That's
you.
a solid point
yeah.
because you're doing something that you realize you don't like doing.
Yeah. Oh, I knew I didn't like doing it when I agreed to it.
That's
just to be
true.
clear.
Well, that would also be a really great like PR thing. Is like this brave woman was about to run a marathon and then she got her foot
No,
bitten off.
That would be
No?
a line item.
I don't know. Maybe someone could make you a new foot. Okay, so your high is
So my high is being productive.
Cool.
And my low is that I'm about to die by manta ray, which
yeah.
is unexpected.
We didn't mean you to find out this way.
Yeah.
We all three of us who knew that this would be happening to you.
All right.
We
cool.
peeked into your future.
Ayanna, would you like to do your high low?
Ooh, yeah, no. I feel like this week, my low has just been, I've been tired. I've been breaking out, which I don't usually break out. And I don't know, it's a weird breaking. It's not like, oh, little annoying bumps. It's like the under the skin bump that you're just like, what the? And I don't know if it's like hormonal or whatnot, because I've never experienced this before. So
Stress.
it probably is stress.
And also the weather. Like it's dry, so then it clogs your pores and then like blah, blah, blah. It's a winter thing.
Plug
I blame
your
the winter.
podcast.
I don't know if I'm doing it anymore.
Okay.
Plug it anyway.
You don't
Plug
even
it
need to
anyway.
edit that out. Well, I have a podcast.
But guys, trust us, it's awesome.
Well, I have a podcast called Hydroxychloroquines, and it's me and another lupus warrior normalizing living with lupus. And
She doesn't have lupus, though.
it'd be hilarious. Just wanted to normalize it for everybody else.
They never talk about it.
Should be talked about. Yes, I have a podcast. I mean, all the episodes are still up. I've just been in a place. I'm getting a divorce. Just throw it out there. So I've been in a place.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening up about that.
Oh,
I always like to say congrats to people getting
Yeah.
Thank you so
Mazel.
much. Yes, I just really haven't had
the time.
to do that. There have been just so many other things on the plate. So I guess after I said that, so I got confirmation that the apartment is good to go. I give them the cash on Tuesday.
So she's got a new apartment.
I got a
That's
new
her
apartment.
high.
Yeah, that's a high. I've been dealing
Hell
with this
yeah.
broker that is just, I mean, I don't know if it's the broker or the owner, and I hope it's not like a precursor to like hell. But they've just been really dragging their feet on this whole situation.
Well,
And
yeah.
I feel like New York, though, people are like, we need to get, because it's vacant. It's been vacant for a while. Or maybe the condo owner just has that much money that he's like,
I don't know if you know this, but all New York brokers are also actors and models. So they're probably
not true thing I've ever heard in my life.
Really? Every broker I've met is like, I'm like, you
You got to meet my broker.
definitely have like
If he's
another.
if he's an actor,
moonlighting.
he's a character actor. Okay?
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
mine is too. Because I'm like, I mean, sorry, Liang, but it's just, I don't think Liang is,
No, has a charisma.
I mean,
Because I was gonna say every time I haven't heard back from like an apartment person or like a broker or something,
You see them in a Geico ad?
yeah, yeah. I'm like, I assume they always tell me this is
This is only happening to you.
Is this the
'cause
only
you
thing
live
that's
in
happening to me?
Williamsburg or whatever.
No, I don't. I live like a few blocks.
live in
away.
Williamsburg.
Okay, for the point of
You
this
don't-
conversation.
yeah.
Okay, I guess it's just me, but they always tell me about their side hustle, and then that
No.
makes me maybe I'm just moving into shitty places.
the only time someone has told me about, I mean, outside of Uber drivers, is one of the first therapists I saw in New York, and this is when we were seeing people in real life. It was probably I was here for like I was in year 1 of New York, and I had just gotten really shitty management. It was management though, so I was excited about that. And I'm telling the therapist about what's going on in my life, and basically I don't feel like I'm doing enough or not far along. And she goes, "You've been in New York for like a year and you already have management? I mean, I'm an actress." And then it like immediately became about her and how she's been here for this long and doesn't even have that. And she can't believe I'm complaining. Like,
wait,
literally.
was she doing therapy to research for a role? Because that would be juicy.
That would be
And then you
illegal.
see a character, but amazing. Then you see a character in like her shitty student film that's inspired by you.
In this scenario, she's watching her student film. I just want to clarify.
Well, yeah,
I
absolutely.
just-
That's
Because
what Ayanna
obviously
does
her
with her free
therapist would
time.
send it to her. She'd be like, "I know that you fired me, but like check out my Vimeo link."
She did respond.
Is
so
that how you say that? Vimeo?
is what Vimeo? I thought it
Vimeo?
was
I
Vimeo.
thought it was Vimeo.
What are you, French?
Well, now we're learning something. Now
Let
it's more fatherly advice.
Let me tell you what word I didn't know, and I have to double back to the therapist because there's more to the story.
Absolutely.
Good.
This is juicy.
I thought it was Rakuten. Yeah.
Rakuten?
See, what you thought it was Rakuten too? What I'm talking about.
It's like
So-
a
It's a
Google
coupon
plug-in coupon. Yeah.
And let me tell you, I've made over $600 from them.
Really? But
Okay,
is
yeah,
it
me
on
too.
things that you didn't need?
No,
Or it's on, you do it
no,
strategically?
It's shit
Okay.
you're going to buy anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. You just
Yeah.
go through. Yeah, let me send you my referral link.
How do you say
Man,
it then?
got there first.
Okay, so I was saying I was saying Rakuten. I was like Rakuten.
It's Rasputin.
Rakuten.
Sounds you're saying like
And-
recruiting.
Okay, and I was going on a whole because I'm very passionate about Rakuten, and I was going on a whole.
I was going to say, how much of a problem is this that you're saying it? But apparently you're like an
Not a
unofficial
problem.
spokeswoman.
I really
Okay.
they need to pay me.
Okay.
So excited about them.
Right.
And I was in the green room at New York Comedy Club just going on about Rakuten. I mean, like really trying to like just recruit people for Rakuten. And Casey,
recruit people.
yeah, say that 3 times.
Cute.
Casey Balsam is like losing her shit, cackling. And
She's a good cackler.
and then she put her hand on me and she goes, "It's pronounced Rakuten." And I was like, at first I wanted to be embarrassed. And I was like, "Bitch, how you know?"
Well, that's the thing is like, how do we? It could be Rakuten.
Who are you?
Could
Gotta be
be.
ads. There have to be ads.
I mean, I've never looked into it.
That's why I get irritated. Like I say Rihanna because that's how she says her own name.
Really? And people are like,
people
it's
be like,
Rihanna.
it's Rihanna. And I'm
Yeah.
like, is it? Because when
Yeah.
she says it, she
says
says
Rihanna.
Rihanna. So
Yeah.
I don't know why you're correcting.
I think
someone on their own
something you
name.
just do a lot less. I've definitely done this a lot less as I've gotten older is correcting people on almost anything. Like I don't need like grammar, pronunciation, anything. Cause like I just assume that unless I've just looked it up, I just assume that
like to
it could
correct
be
men.
wrong. Yeah. But that's also fun to like correct them, like even if you're wrong about something.
Yeah, I like to lie
Yeah.
correct them as well.
Yeah.
Give them the wrong information.
Yeah, exactly. But I no longer correct people on anything because like I don't know, and B, even if I did know, it's a lot of energy.
It just depends
You know?
on what it is and
Yeah.
who it is.
I don't ever have the volume up on things, so I don't know how anything's pronounced anymore.
Yeah.
I just
sure.
realized that because I'm like, maybe it is Rakuten.
Yeah.
I always just read subtitles, so
Can I start calling you Ayanna?
I could just not answer.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. You can call me whatever you want, but
You're not calling me.
yeah.
I don't know who you calling. You're free to say that
Yeah. Mariah.
as much as you would like. You're free to say that.
You're like, I will be turning directly away from
Yeah,
you.
I won't be responding.
That's the best.
That's not me, so I'm not
That's
gonna
the
reply,
best
but-
response you could have given me, and that's like perfectly the attitude I'm trying to. It's like everyone do whatever you want, and I'm gonna respond.
It was very like Southern spiritual.
Yeah.
You were like, Oh, honey, feel free. I'm not gonna.
Bless your heart.
That's what you want to do in your heart. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Whatever
gonna be
you feel in your
participating.
heart. Yeah, for sure.
Get back to your therapist.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Your therapist / actress.
So after that, because I was like in there, like, what the fuck am I
Mm-hmm.
in? I had not been in New York long enough to like really do the whole this is a New York moment. And also, I was in there looking for real help, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, because I'm
in therapy.
yeah, I'm like that too, right?
Wild.
So
Not the place.
like, I feel like I can walk into different situations now and kind of do the like, oh, fucking New York, being New York. You know what I mean? But I had not been here long enough to be able to say that and let it literally roll off my back.
And it should be a safe space in therapy.
I mean, that too. You keep on coming back to that part.
But like, is it, you know?
So I left her and I was like more confused. Like, did that just really happen to me?
You're like, should I not have representation?
Like, it was just, I know, just like, do I
If she's
really
excited about it, I don't know.
just and like, but I was just like, but then it like the disbelief hit me like, what the fuck? Because I had an amazing therapist when I was in Maryland. So, and I'd never had a heart. She was the first therapist I found. The first session we had was amazing. So I never went on the hunt for therapists. So I just assumed it was just that easy.
That's all New York is. It's constantly hunting on dating apps and for therapists.
Yes.
And I don't know which one's harder to find, honestly.
And bathrooms. Don't miss bathrooms.
And bathrooms.
Just
yeah.
join Planet Fitness. That solves everything.
It solves all three of them. If you go to Planet Fitness,
$10
you
in
get
all
a
the
bathroom, a
bathrooms.
boyfriend, and a therapist. Don't ask me how.
Bathrooms alone.
Yeah.
I guess you can meet men in there, but
I mean, you're in there because it's a desperate situation. You're not in there like casually.
It's a last resort.
Yeah. No one's going into Planet Fitness. No one's like, I think I feel a pee coming.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
You go in there to remind yourself how much worse things could be and grab a couple Tootsie Rolls on your way out.
You could get some pizza on your way out.
They're probably
I've
keeping
done
Tootsie
that.
Rolls in business.
You think they're still doing pizza post pandemic? They gotta be. I don't even think they shut during the pandemic.
Trader Joe's hasn't brought back their samples yet, and I am
shit.
upset every time I walk in
Yeah,
there.
seriously.
Because they still
I
have
didn't
the whole
even
samples.
notice that.
How did you see this?
I don't know how I didn't notice that.
All right, now I feel.
No, I mean, like, I love who doesn't love samples?
I haven't gotten any samples.
Are you serious? Is that what?
Dude,
Costco
I'll take samples of things that I don't even. If I were allergic to anything, I would even take samples of things I was allergic to.
This is my problem with Costco in New York.
Yeah, lay it all out.
Their samples are not things that anybody needs to sample.
Okay, give me an example, like a lawnmower.
Gum.
Oh,
They and then they didn't even give you a full stick. These motherfuckers had the audacity to cut the gum in half and then put it in a little sample cup. I was like,
okay. Here's why it's smart, though. Here's why it's smart. You give someone a gum sample as soon as they walk in, and then they don't take samples of anything else. Therefore, they save money on food samples.
Oh,
No,
they
this
saved
was-
a ton of money on the $10
On the teaspoon
giant
of-
bag of like pigs in a blanket.
Yeah,
that they're giving samples
yeah,
on.
for sure.
Is that what you're saying to
So,
me right now?
you know,
I would
Business- I am
would
a business.
I would still eat those samples. I need you to know that.
yeah,
right
that's
now.
for sure. You just
I'm
put the
still
gum
eating
behind your
samples.
ear.
You
Have you
eat
guys
the
ever
samples.
swallowed gum because you have nowhere to put it?
No.
never.
Same.
Wow.
Andrea said always. Oh my God.
Okay, all right. So we're 2 and 2 here. Thank you. I was about
Andrea,
to.
by the way.
Yeah.
Andrea Allen. She's
Andrea,
our
Sound
operator,
engineer.
Hilarious
tech,
comic.
sound
Sound
engineer.
engineer.
Yeah. I've asked her
Where can
before
we
what
plug
she
your
wants to be called,
podcast?
so don't
Hot
give
Mess?
me that shit, Ayanna. Like,
What do you want to be called?
see, she always says you can call me.
I'm gonna
whatever
call
you
you,
want. Real
Ayanna.
sub energy.
Yeah,
for
Iana,
sure.
whatever the
Yeah,
hell you
yeah,
said. Yeah, and
yeah.
Just her new.
Think about it. Think
That's
about it.
That's her new title.
Yeah.
Let me just finish this story before
Yeah.
we tangent off somewhere else. So I leave the therapist and I run into Amber Nelson.
Okay.
All right.
Comedian.
Yeah.
Friend of the pod.
And I was so happy I ran into her. She probably didn't feel the same way because I unloaded everything. Because, you see somebody and you're just like, you would never believe. She was like, oh my God, hey, do you live here? And I was like, no, I just went to, and she was like,
She's like, I gotta go.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I gave her everything. And she probably doesn't remember. So
She's probably on the way to that therapist.
Probably. So I did email the therapist because I was also trying to, something I'd learned from my therapist was to be direct with people and to, so I emailed the therapist and I said, thank you for your time. Unfortunately, I don't think this is a good fit. And, most people would just be like, thank you. I hope you found, I hope you find what you're, whatever. You know, there are many things that you could say that are appropriate.
I can't wait to find out.
This lady wrote back. She wanted feedback as into what was wrong. So
like an actress, very insecure, very on brand.
Do you have any notes?
So I told her what was wrong. And then she's just like, well, maybe you want to try somebody else in my office. And I was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
She's like my office is Milk Studios.
Just her. Like, exactly. Yeah, it was one of those New York moments where I was like, the audacity of this entire raggedy ass city. Like, there have been so many things that's happened in New York that I'm just like, I don't understand how people think this is like the greatest city in the world or whatever.
Because
New York.
the best and the worst things happen here.
I mean, I feel like New York has a lot of opportunity for certain people, but it's like, if you have a regular ass job, why would you not be like in Texas or something? Like, just a regular ass job. It's not like the quality of men here is just like, you know what I mean? Like, why the fuck are we here if you're not here
like
for like
things to do?
I'm sorry though. Quick question: where do we think the quality of men is generally high?
First of all, I would go back to PG
Northeast.
County, and not that. Yes,
Yeah.
I would go back to where I'm from.
Yeah, for sure. Like Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire.
No, that's
No?
very white. I'm gonna go
Really?
to like the DC area.
These guys are boring as hell.
I don't know. I like a
You love
cozy
to hike,
man.
though.
I like the
You just want to
outdoors.
go
I like a
fucking
cozy
camp
man.
with a white guy.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be white. It just has to be flannel and
Well,
have
that's all
daddy
you're gonna
issues.
find in Vermont
Yeah, you're
and New
right.
Hampshire,
Yeah,
Just very
record.
specific
Yeah.
taste. I don't know. I think going back to, I mean, all my girls back home, they're like, oh, the guys here are trash. And I'm like, oh, well, New York is like, hold my beer on that. Another thing too, it's like, white American men don't approach me. I don't think I'm their bag, which
You're fine with that.
I mean,
One less thing you have to worry about.
I'm at home, devastated. Why won't Jim like me? Like,
Jim, I feel like might be a universal name actually.
it probably is. I couldn't
I'm
think
gonna
of
go
like
with
a
like Calvin. No,
Brett.
Brett,
Caleb.
I've never met a
Todd.
Black
I know
Brett.
Black Todds.
Blake.
Brent.
No, I guess that
Brent.
can be a black name. Brent. Yeah, Brett.
Brent.
Yeah. Okay, so no Brents after you.
Doug?
Sure.
No Brents in your DMs.
Doug. I feel like I know Black Dougs.
Yeah, I know Black Doug.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
we know the same Black Doug.
Probably
Call
is.
him. We're gonna call him at the same time.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay.
Yeah.
So New York is very white. So as far as being a woman of color, because it's so white, I have to find a very specific group to find men.
Infiltrate.
Yeah, because it's not literally. 'Cause like,
We know how dating is. It's like going undercover.
exactly. It's just
Fine. Yeah.
like, I could be walking from a comedy club to the train, which would be like, let's say 3 blocks, and I could literally go without seeing a person of color. And it fascinates me. And like, I guess if you're white, you might not notice it because you're accustomed to being in that space. But like, as a person of color walking through New York, it's like, how the fuck am I in this dense ass city? And I've literally walked 3 blocks and not seen one, with all the little restaurants on, everybody hanging out now, eating outside.
Yeah.
Like, there have been so many times where I'm just like, this is amazing that I could walk through this city that's this crowded and not see one person of color. And yes, I'm not walking through Harlem, but I shouldn't have to go way the fuck up there to see somebody that looks like
What
me either.
areas are you mainly talking about? Like
Like
Williamsburg,
Midtown,
Bowery,
Gramercy, Soho, any of
Yeah.
the places that people would associate New York with.
Sure.
So it's just like, so dating here, I'm just like, this is trash. And
Are
then
you dating now?
No, I haven't got back
Yeah.
on the apps. I met my husband on the app, on Bumble, and like, when I swiped on him, he said he knew I was gonna swipe on him. He knew I was gonna match with him, and I was like, yeah, because we're from the same fucking country. Like, even if I didn't match with you, I'd have just matched with you, just be like, hey, family, and just have to
Friendly face.
exactly, on this white ass app. I feel like
Is it whiter than Hinge though?
I have not been on Hinge because I was already in a relationship before Hinge came out.
Yeah, I've been on Hinge. I'm not. I just went through a breakup, and I don't think I'm gonna get back on the apps ever.
How brave of
I
you.
really don't. Yeah, I know. I'm a goddamn American hero. Okay,
been on the
I'm
app
just gonna
since-
go up to people and say you now.
May
That might work.
2021
Yeah.
is when I got off the app.
Did you put it on your calendar?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got my
It's a national. It's on
anniversary
your
there.
calendar too. It's actually a Google
She
deemed
l-
national holiday.
She loves sending some, requests,
Yeah.
some calendar requests.
Hell yeah, baby.
Oh my
She
God,
does.
yeah.
She's worse. You have to know right now. Gracie's
wow.
worse.
Yeah, I am. I do it for like social coffees.
I'm not even mad at that.
I can't if it's not in the calendar, it doesn't exist.
See, Lucy Pohl, apparently I was supposed to hang out with her earlier today, and she messaged me. I was sitting on the toilet. She was like, I got my period today, so do you mind if we don't do that? I said, girl, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, I cleared my entire schedule for this. Actually, I can't do it in the future. Yeah.
Girl, take care of yourself.
Yeah, because it wasn't in the calendar.
It wasn't, and it's like, and I'm not good at it. And the thing is, like, Lucy's one of those people that when she tells you something, she's very good with, like,
she commits. She follows up. She reminds you.
I'm like yes-anding my way through life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, path of least resistance. You're like a leaf in a river.
I would argue that you're yes probablying.
Well, see, and part of me, you know what? And I try not to do this a lot, but like my lupus gets me out of a lot of things. Because
I've used my endometriosis for that for sure.
Like, I'm tired. It's just, but I mean, honestly, I am tired and I want to do things because when I agree to do these things with these people, I don't agree to do things with people I don't want to do things with.
Sure.
But then when it's time to do the thing, I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm so tired. And it literally is, I'm tired because I have fatigued. I have cultivated a life where I only fuck with the people I want to fuck with, and I'm very proud of that.
That's great.
Because there's some
Marie
people
Kondoing your life.
Listen.
Yep.
Everybody's folded very neatly.
Everyone has a specific department.
They do.
And an allotted amount of space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because some people have people in their life. I'm like, why are you still?
I've done that before. I literally had an ex with a friend. I just didn't understand the relationship, and she was really getting on my nerves. And at one point I looked at him, and I've never done this before or since, but I said, why is she here? Explain it. Explain it.
I like that so much.
And it was the only time I've ever.
It's so appropriate.
Yeah.
It's
I was like, I
appropriate.
don't, this is clutter. Get her out.
Yeah.
Fucking bye.
She does not spark joy.
Yeah. She does not spark. But I've never literally gone to like, I've thought it
bin
before.
is over there.
But I've never been. Yeah, exactly. Like, you need to hold this in your hand.
Yeah.
Her in your hand.
See this?
You have my permission for right now. Yeah.
I'm going to start looking at people like, you don't spark
You
joy.
don't spark joy. But here's a good system I have with one of my friends is we make plans and then we give a high risk or low risk flake. Be like, coffee tomorrow morning? Yes, but high risk flake.
Okay.
And then
I like that a lot.
I'm
that.
Friday plans. Yes, I can confidently say low risk flake.
Okay.
So I think that's really good if you like, depending on how you feel.
doing that.
I am too.
Yeah,
but
we can do that with each other for sure. Everyone jump in.
I don't
y'all
feel
would
like
never
we
have a
need to.
podcast if y'all did.
Yeah, every day.
We're not
high
doing
risk.
it for the pod.
That would be a fucking
not doing it
great
for the
new
pod.
name for the podcast. I'm constantly going to be changing the name of this podcast.
Yeah,
I just
great.
want you to know, high risk flake.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to have a friend that's on board with that because some friends are like,
Yeah.
if I said we're going to do this, and
I can't have friends like that anymore.
I can't-
have friends that like get
There's
really
very
bummed out.
few things,
Yeah.
especially specifically living in New York because everything is a trash fire. There should be very few things where you lose it on someone if they need to bow out. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't remember the last time I was annoyed with someone. Like, even if it's a ticketed event, as long as you give me the money for it, like, I don't.
This sounds dark, but I
Yeah.
just assume people aren't going to do things until they actually do them.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Maybe if it was like
It's
a
it just
three-legged
manages-
race
it
and they were
manages
my partner,
expectations, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
except
for sure.
except for like, if
And there's
it's
money on the
ticketed,
line.
it's kind of annoying because you're like, oh, I was going to go to this concert with a person, and
Sure.
now like.
Yeah.
But even that, it's like, so what?
Yep.
We're fine. Everybody's
Yeah.
fine. There's no, neither. We're not missing surgery. We're not doctors.
Yeah.
like, whatever.
Speak for yourself.
I say that at work every
did.
day. 'Cause my boss was like stressing us, we got to be here at 9:00. I said, what lives are we saving?
Yeah.
That require me
I
to be
love
here.
that you're now bringing social flake energy to your job.
Yeah.
That's power. Fucking chill out. It's
Yeah.
fine. We hang out every day.
Yeah.
Like, fully to your boss.
Well, and also nothing happens at 9 as opposed to
Nothing.
9:05.
No.
Like, unless there's a 9:00 meeting, and then I understand that you have to appropriately be at a meeting,
Which
But
is a crime,
I
and
work
I reject
100%
that.
remote, and I'm late to every Zoom meeting that I have because who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Andrea just
Nothing
threw up her,
matters.
like,
Yeah, Andrea approves. We have one Andrea chuckle for this, and I think now one Andrea rock on.
Yeah, every time
affirmation.
Andrea laughs, she's actually laughed more than that. You're just not looking at her. So, but I'm
okay,
keeping an
cool.
emotional
Hell
tally
yeah.
of every time she's laughed.
Well,
at
you should
shit I've
you
said.
should just tell me that she
That
because
shit
you're
you
in
said.
because you're
I
in
like
the
to be real.
visuals sheet. You could just be like, she's laughed literally only at me and nothing at
We're at
has
like
come out of
7,
your garbage
no.
mouth.
and
You know?
I'd say 3 of them were Ayanna, 2 of them were me, and
We will never know the remainder because we can't do
the
basic
other
math.
the other 2 were just at all of us. You got nothing.
I got nothing.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's good. I want to work for it.
Andrea laughed like I said something offensive, and I can't wait to find out afterward what it was.
Oh my God. Yeah. Is that also a service you offer? Is combing out offensive things? Because I'm going to need that.
I love how
Okay.
you say that. Like, what are you talking
I
about?
don't know. I'm just very nervous.
Okay.
I just don't want to get canceled and lose my precious.
I'm going to cancel you for saying the word bindle on the podcast.
I didn't
Not
even know what a
hobo,
bindle was
bindle.
until y'all said it. I'm assuming it's the stick with the thing on the end.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were.
It's just a suitcase.
You tie up your belongings in a kerchief and you
a big
put it
ass
onto an
kerchief.
old rake handle, and that's you got yourself a bindle.
A what candle?
Rake handle.
Rake handle.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what kind of
A
candle
ray
is it?
candle. I don't know, like a mop candle. Anyway, enough about candles.
Okay,
What was
fatherly advice.
Oh, yeah, okay,
We're
all right.
doing it. Okay, so
You should start with yours.
Here's my burning question for
Yeah.
you. This is really intense, so hopefully you don't mind answering it. Do you think I should keep bothering my landlord about getting me a mini dishwasher?
I thought this was going to be about me.
Do you want it to
But
be
I
about
should-
you?
I
I
should
have
have
one.
known.
I have one about you.
I should have known better.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
Well, but you make it about you
Sure.
and how you answer it, and then it goes deeper, and then you're going to tell us now about landlord stuff. That's kind of
But also keep in
the
mind that
idea.
we are like looking up to you in this moment, asking our burning questions. So
yeah.
as
You're the authority.
per any parent, you can like just we'll eat up everything you say, and you can like lie to us and whatever.
Yeah.
no.
Lead us astray.
Okay, so no, I don't think you should harass your landlord for a mini dishwasher. And here are my reasons. Number one, it's just you.
Get it together, Maria.
And
No argument.
and I know it's not like you're doing massive amounts of cooking in here because I'm pretty sure you have like 12 HelloFresh boxes in your fridge.
Which
not
is
used.
cooking.
Which is, but I said she has like 12 of them in the fridge.
Because
which
I haven't
means-
done it.
Oh,
She
gotcha.
has not.
She's wrong. I only have 4.
Okay, well, how many did you throw out?
None. I haven't thrown any out. I can't tell you last time I threw a HelloFresh out.
She's given me 2 though, so.
Yeah, that's donation. That's not waste.
But I didn't ask for them.
Also, HelloFresh.
I asked you if you wanted them, and you
I said I'd take
yes.
them because you seem very stressed out when they start to build up.
And you're a good friend for that, okay? But
I'll
I've
take
never
'em.
thrown out a HelloFresh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
mean
they're
to, like-
amazing, and also
I-
you can get great
expensive.
points on them
They're
through
not expensive.
Rakuten.
Rakuten.
I don't know why you
Full
looking
circle,
at me like
baby.
this. I was like,
LaCroix.
That was 8 different emotions at once. Your actress therapist would be very proud of you for that.
Tell me how to say it because I thought it was Rakuten.
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 We don't know. I'm not going to correct anyone.
Next
Period.
time
I don't
you-
have Casey Balsham's confidence.
next time you see Casey, I just want you to figure out a reason. Just be like, just keep on saying Rakuten.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, I got this thing. I just got back my cash back from Rakuten.
And then she'll try
Rakuten
to
is the
correct
best.
us, and then we'll be like, "No, you're a fucking idiot."
We should
It's
gaslight
Rakuten.
Casey Balsham to think that
Follow
it's really
Casey Balsham. She has no idea that we're talking about her, but she's funny. We're plugging her.
Unbelievable, Casey. Unbelievable.
I really
no idea
think
who
we
I
should
am.
gaslight Casey Balsham to believe that it's pronounced Rakuten.
Well, this is our opportunity, Casey Balsham, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod.
We're gonna gaslight you.
Yeah,
because
we're
women
coming.
helping women.
We'll let Robbie know about it. So this is So okay, so it's just you. Most of the time it's HelloFresh, which I feel like you can manage those dishes. Because if you wash while you cook, which I feel like is a solid adult skill.
It is.
That
I
It's
agree.
hard.
Yeah, it is hard, but I think with enough practice, like anything, you
Just
can
bad
handle
at
that.
cooking.
Yeah. But you do
It
it.
is project management.
It is. And
You know?
I'm sure of course you do that. So that's one of the reasons, right? The other reason is you might have a bigger ask later on. So instead of asking for something that is not necessary, I would save that ask up for something that is necessary because you don't know
agree.
what that is. And I don't think you're leaving this apartment for a little while.
I hope not.
Exactly. So you want to just go ahead and hold. You want to be that, cultivate goodwill, good trust. You're not like that nagging white woman. Not saying that that's who you are, but you just don't want to be that person. And
I'm saying that's who you are.
you want to build that foundation of you are a good tenant. You pay all your bills. You don't make noise, blah, 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 blah. But
not until I get into a relationship.
Yeah.
that part. So you just want to save up that goodwill. I'm big on like saving the goodwill and not being frugal and not
A savings account of now you fucking need to do something.
Yeah, exactly. You're saving fuck up points.
Exactly.
You're saving up give a fuck points in your give a fuck bank. Also, fix, not that I'm the father here, but you can get your own. And that way it's
Yeah, but I hate
fixed.
those because they have to sit on the counter. I don't like when counter space is taken.
Or you can put it under.
And I'm going to put on my engineering degree right now. I don't know if this place can handle a dishwasher.
Because they told me they'd get me one, but it's been a while. and I
Oh,
haven't
that
bothered
kind
them
of
about
changes,
That changes
things.
things.
Did they randomly bring it up?
No, I brought it up.
You
And they
brought
were
it up
like,
and they
yeah.
said, I kind
My
of,
landlords are weird. My landlord, nice weird.
Yeah.
Like every time my landlord comes to work on anything in my unit, he buys me lunch from next door from Five Spice. And he also brought me some really expensive perfumes and some overalls and
is
a
borderline
TikTok
inappropriate.
creator tote. You got to see this guy before
yeah.
you.
Oh, okay.
He's
All right.
a tiny, bald, 60-something Chinese man who is really hard to understand.
Okay. All right.
And he was like, if you want any other colors, these are like the hippie woman overalls. You know what I mean? They're like cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what they remind me
Homesteader.
of? The ones that you wore for My Body, My Jokes. Like,
Oh, okay.
that, have the deep V.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, if you want any other colors, just let me know. He has some friend.
Well,
and
I like pink.
okay. Noted.
Tie-dye for me.
Got it. I don't think he has tie-dye, but he probably has pink.
You're already asking too much.
I know.
Didn't I
Well,
just
that's
tell
what
you
I'm
to
saving
save
up
up?
my points for. That's
For
it.
a
I mean, he's not
tie-dye.
my landlord. I don't know when I'm going to get another shot at this. Tie-dye overalls
He's gonna be
right
your
now.
landlord for a week when you stay here.
He is. Oh my god, are we even allowed to say that? Yeah, plugging me.
You're just a
I'll be
guest.
I'll be HBIC for a week.
For a week. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, because you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna stay here
and
for a
plant
week.
sitting, and I don't know, having a lot of sex in your bed. I'll find
As
someone.
long as you change the sheets, I don't give a shit.
Okay,
Are you
fantastic.
really? I don't like that.
I don't
What?
have sex. I don't even like having sex in my own apartment, much less
In my
having
own
sex in
bed.
someone else's apartment.
I only want to have sex in my apartment.
Yeah, no, but I just mean I would never like when I
Oh, I see what you're saying.
house sit,
Yeah.
I would never. I just wouldn't do that because I wouldn't want someone to do that
Right.
to me.
That's how I
Right,
feel too.
exactly.
Yeah.
But we're women, so we actually care about other people.
Yeah, it's like,
whereas
I don't think
men
you
are
can-
disgusting.
There's something about that. It's
A
just
guy,
like-
a guy told me last night that he had sex in the bathroom at this comedy club, and I was like,
Ooh.
I was like, we're in our
Okay,
30s.
which comedy club
What's
though?
wrong
If
with
it's a
you?
That was my
stand,
first
you
question.
know, like stand.
They have
If it
nice
was-
If it's
bathrooms.
Greenwich, then
No,
I
or
don't know.
Broadway,
Sorry.
or
Oh
pretty
my
much
God,
any
don't
Al
book me.
Martin.
It was the lantern.
Oh, that's.
I guess that the lantern is nice now, though.
Well,
isn't
it's
it?
a comedy store now. It's a comedy shop now. Yeah,
Comedy shop.
Shoppy, or just
Well,
shop.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's not great.
Who was this woman that allowed this to
don't
happen?
even get me.
An audience member who was like,
yeah,
"I
she was-
fucked a comic."
She was an audience member,
Yeah.
and they had some drinks after his spot.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Do you think there's somewhere we can go to talk?" That's what she said to him, and they ended up fucking in the bathroom. And I was like, "Is that what talking is?"
Yes, that's a New York conversation.
Is he an attractive comic?
I mean,
objectively?
yeah, he's objectively attractive. I'm not attracted to him, but that's because I know him.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Don't you love that moment, like that brief moment where you meet someone who's objectively attractive and you're like, I'm going to enjoy this for 15 minutes before you say something that like just turns me off
I think
of you
that's
forever.
that's just meeting men.
Yeah. Or people often.
When it's the
I
other
also
way,
want to give
though.
some credit to men. I know. I'm so
Ew,
sorry.
what?
I know. By saying like New York women, myself included, are like insane too. So I feel
Everybody's
like it does
insane
go
here,
both.
but we're not
Everyone's
gross.
insane.
Feel
We're not
like I'm
gross.
insane. I feel like I'm pretty. I think I'm.
You're
pretty,
not bullshit, and men in this city are bullshitters.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm gonna probably be. No, actually, I think I'm gonna get into a relationship sooner than I think.
I think you are too.
Really? Just because like you're ready?
That's just me.
She's got heated
Yeah.
bathroom floors. I'm moving
Oh,
in.
you're ready. Yeah. Yeah.
My heated bathroom
You can't,
floors.
that love needs to be shared.
Yeah.
Okay. That's,
Light those candles, baby. I'll see you in 15.
yeah.
What Maria is really saying is she plans on being in a relationship with
Yeah,
me once I move
absolutely.
into this
Yeah,
new place.
I mean,
She thinks
same.
that
We can
she's
do a
gonna be
Vicky
single,
Cristina
and she's wrong.
Barcelona situation.
Maria, I sent Maria the listing for this apartment and she already started making plans. So I didn't get, the first apartment I really wanted, it had like jacuzzi jets in the tub.
That was you were reading my mind. I was like, jacuzzi jets. No, there's no way jacuzzi jets would exist in New York.
So-
almost like a penthouse bought with blood money.
I didn't get that. Let me just throw out there, I don't have a lot of money. My budget was $2,500 before anybody is just like, and if somebody's listening in the Midwest, that is not a lot of money in New
normal.
York. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Because somebody's like, that's my cousins. That's our 4-bedroom house
Yeah.
with like 3 bathrooms.
Mortgage.
Congratulations.
And a pool, in Richardson, Texas. But yeah, so the first place had jacuzzi. I didn't get that one. I cried after I didn't get that apartment. I think it was just one of those like high lows, and it was just I had a lot of lows, and then that was like the last.
Where was
low.
that at the beginning of the podcast for your high lows?
Well,
It
that
wasn't
happened
this week.
It wasn't this week. It happened like a few weeks ago, and then I saw this other listing.
Critical.
Now the thing with this apartment is it's a studio apartment, and it's like a new building, so it's like extra small. So my little engineering brain is already like, look. I downloaded this app so I can like
Hell yeah. Oh, so you can decorate
different
it.
furniture and
yeah,
different-
dude, you're gonna have to like Japan hostel.
Oh,
it,
yeah,
you know,
it's-
like have multiple.
You're gonna get
like,
one of
just
those
crawl
pod
spaces.
beds that
Yeah.
you can slide into.
no my bed.
Where you fold in, it's a Murphy
just-
bed, but you get in first, and then you fold in like a fucking vampire. That's what
you see me
things are gonna
unfolding
get
myself like
real weird.
this.
And then when you inevitably get a boyfriend really soon, you'll have just 2 of you. Like
Yeah.
Maria will go in one day, and the both of you will pop out like those little aliens in
You're
Toy
like,
Story.
Maria, I told you not to use these keys unless there was a reason.
Yeah.
There are no keys. It's actually a card
Is it a
or
scanner?
And the code is
I'm gonna give it to everybody. 555.
yeah.
I mean, you could. They don't know where you live.
This
Just
is
tell
true.
us the code.
But I don't know the code yet.
Come on, it'd be fun.
No, I challenge you. I tell you, I don't want to come home and next thing you know, both of y'all are sitting on my bathroom floor with the heat up to like 90 degrees.
First
just
of all,
assholes to floor contact.
laying
Just
on your bathroom floor. All right, laying.
Yeah.
And also,
You
I
and
would draw the
Bushwick.
bath for you. You know, I'd get
thank
you
you
all
so
set
much.
with some bubbles. I love making Ayanna like cusp uncomfortable because it
Oh
never
my
really
goodness.
works, but it always makes her laugh.
Yeah, I'm just like, what are we doing? It has a balcony. It has a balcony that's 10 and a half by 5 feet.
That's big.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said
large.
it.
Yeah. I had to, me and my not engineer brain, and then I had to really scope that out.
Yeah.
That's bigger than my bedroom.
It's a
For sure.
big,
Not my parental
No, we didn't.
bedroom, my old bedroom. Yeah.
but it's a big balcony. I have 3 closets, lots of closet space in this. Lots.
You
of
could sublet those out.
like I can go in my main closet. No, really, I could. I can go in there and spin around.
Yeah.
It's that big. It's that big. Like
Damn.
literally, I feel like we need to do a travel podcast where y'all come to my new place and just be like, oh my God.
Absolutely. We're going to do a lot of fun one-off podcasts. We're going to do some where we're just in bed having a little slumber party. So we could do
have
that.
in bed ones planned. I
Yeah.
don't know that we're going to be traveling to people's apartments, but Gracie likes to just add things.
Yeah.
that are part
I
of the
really like to. I have a
podcast all
lot
the
of
time.
gags
She
that I
tried
want
to pitch that she was going to start wearing top hats.
And then I have one. I have a
fun.
lot of different gags.
She
I
wants
have
me
one,
to get a giant FAO Schwartz stuffed animal and then
and tape an
tape an
iPad,
iPad to it
so when I'm gone,
so that she can be like
Does it have to be
cast
F.A.
in.
Schwartz?
I said blow up doll because anatomically that'd be closer. But Maria said that she would
agree to disagree.
she would prefer to have a
I
large
think a
stuffed animal.
is a lot less terrifying than a real doll.
Yeah,
Well, you can just put it on the head.
yeah.
I know. I just
I have
don't-
a gag where I've already failed where I wanted to wear a turtleneck in every episode. I have one where I want to get custom made fabric here. Just basically, I want to spend a lot of money for little to no return
She's
on
got
investment.
a lot of thrilling detail ideas
Mm-hmm.
that she'll either abandon or don't make sense. Like, hey, coming up next, part 2 at Ayanna's apartment.
One off, starting our new series.
People are just
Or
like, we
one
don't
part Twilight
care.
series. What's our travel budget, Andrea? Andrews will get back with our travel budget. Yes, we're just more people spouting bullshit that no one needs to hear. I'm just kidding. Venmo us.
Okay, so fatherly advice for me, wrapped.
Okay, all right.
Don't follow up. What's your burning question?
Yours, you had a light and practical one, and I have, since you've been open about this, I actually changed my question.
It's about divorce.
It is about divorce.
Okay.
Is how do you navigate?
How do
I don't have a boyfriend, but I have a joke about this. I would love to be like, I've never felt the need to get married, but I do see myself being divorced and like that. Like I want to be like a divorcee, not to glamorize it, but I do want to ask, as a child of divorce, what common problem? What glamorizing divorce? Yeah. Everyone does it.
Everyone thinks
you must
sexy,
get this all the time.
But you have to do so much work to get.
I know, that's the thing, is like you can't just cut to the finish line. You have to go through the whole rigmarole. So as a product of divorce, my parents had a very, very messy divorce. I want to ask, like, how are you amicably and civilly, if you are doing that, like, how are you navigating divorce in the healthiest way for you?
That's a loaded
It's a really loaded question. How much time do we have left? 30 seconds.
2 minutes.
No, we got like 15.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I also am a product of divorce, and I thought I was going to be the change that I wanted to see in the world. Especially because my older sister got divorced, and I was like,
I got this.
than her. Yeah,
for sure.
So
I would never do that. My relationships are gonna be perfect.
I just, and other
She's gonna
thing
slap you.
was not that I thought it was going to be perfect. I just if I look at the course of my sister's life and my life, I just feel like I make a lot more thoughtful.
Well, you're also very committed. Like, you would never do something like that, go into something like that lightly.
Yeah, but my husband apparently did. So how am I navigating this? First, I'm very proud of how I'm navigating this.
So am I.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I did the cry. And at one point I wanted to be like, oh, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I'm not embarrassed because it was my marriage. It wasn't like some fuck boy that I like begged him not to do it. I cried. I tried everything that I think anybody who's fighting for their marriage would do. And then once I finally reached a point where, and it's funny because like my therapist, I could see that she was just kind of like, okay, each week we're getting closer to where we need to be, where you realize that you're getting a divorce.
Acceptance is the first, and you're like, shut up.
The way that you said that
Go
was
back
like
to
the
Tish.
wording, like when you're on like a game show and they're like, you are getting a divorce.
You're like, no. What's behind door number 4?
So like I could see that when I finally got to that place, she was like, all right, like you.
She's like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna
just
do
having
a little
cigarette after every session with you. Like, she'll get there. She'll get there.
Yeah, I think she was just kind of like, "Ooh, girl, I've been waiting for you to get to this place."
Yeah,
and
but you don't want to, because then it's real.
And that's and with even this week, the high and low, I could have said it was me getting that apartment, because it was that real. Anytime these little things happen, it's the realization that it's happening.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing. So like,
and this is a big one.
Yeah. So it's like the final, kind of thing.
Definitive.
With, me moving out. So it's like, I was excited because, I mean, New York real estate is a fucking scam and shit and all that kind of stuff. So I was excited to like, I got this place. It's super nice. It's super small, but it's super nice. There's a gym downstairs.
It's your sanctuary.
And it's a beautiful.
You can envision your new life in it, and that is the most important part.
And it's very much me. It's very much like all the things that I listed on what I want in an apartment. It's only $2,200. It's right off the BQ. So it's like all these different things. I didn't have to pay a broker's fee. My condo, whatever application fee was way cheaper than a broker's fee. So it's like all
kind of
the
lined up.
It all lined up.
Yeah.
And
you put a lot of work in though to get there.
Yes. And everything lined up. So that's the exciting part. But then the other thing is like, and I still haven't told him. that I found this place, because we're still in the same apartment because we own a co-op together. So with how I've been handling it, after doing all the begging and the crying and the pleading and the please let's go to therapy, I offered to speak to his parents. You know what I mean? Just real, like,
Just confront them.
I mean, I did call his mom. Like, when I called her. And
What were
I
you
was
hoping to?
Well, his dad said to me when we got married, he was just like, if you ever have a problem with my son, you come to me.
Yeah.
And they presented it, because typical traditional Indian family, they presented it that, you know, it's not just you guys getting married. It's a family thing. It's, you know, and these motherfuckers pieced out on me too. And that was what I thought. And he got mad when I told him. I was just like, you know, I always had thoughts that your parents were racist because I'm half black. His cousin that I'm very tight with, I remember her, she was drunk. It was Halloween. I hadn't met his parents yet. I'd been dating him since April, come October, but we moved pretty fast. And I'd met a bunch of people in his family, and I was at her house after Halloween, and there was a picture of his parents. And I was like, who are those people? She goes, you don't know who those people are? And I was like, no. She goes, that's Jason's parents. And she's like, you haven't met them? And she's drunk. All right. And I was like, no. She goes, oh, probably because you're black. And he was sitting there, and you could see like the alcohol just leave his system. And
oh no!
I bet you met her real quick after that.
Shortly after.
Yeah, I bet
And
you did.
and he's like, no, it's not. It's because she's a bitch.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. She just comes up with something way worse.
They've been out of town for 6 months.
And
Terrible gas. I'm not
You're
gonna
not taking new appointments right now. They're all full up.
Yeah, exactly. They're meeting all my other girlfriends. He goes like anything.
They're
other than
psychiatrists
that.
/ actors.
Yeah,
They're just really
they're
busy
real
Might have
filled
met
up right
them.
now.
Unrepped.
Yeah. If you know of anyone, you're like, what the fuck is this becoming? This is now like a meet and greet.
Yes.
Damn. And he was full Indian.
He is, yeah.
Was?
He
But I mean,
still
I don't
is.
know how we prefer to
Yeah.
address
The half
yeah.
black. He converted. I converted him to black. But yeah, so, and that's when I kind of was, because that wasn't something that was floating around in my head. We're both from Trinidad. Trinidad is predominantly Indian and predominantly black. So mixes like me are very common. It's called Dogla. So it's never a problem. I've never had a problem. I dated one white boy for like 3 months, and he told me like at around 3 months that he didn't want me to post a picture of we took a picture, and he's like, if you post this,
Don't tag me.
yeah, don't tag me. And that was like the first time I'd ever experienced.
And he said that. How did you know that was the reason, or did he say it?
So so we were at dinner, and he asked the waitress to take a picture of us. He was smitten over me.
Yeah.
Like, he was into me more than I was into him, which is how I believe it always should be.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only way to be secure.
Exactly. So, but just in general, in my 41 years, I just believe that just women love differently. The man needs to be more into the woman than the woman is into the man. So we're sitting at dinner. This is a white boy I'm talking about. We're sitting at dinner, and he asked the waitress to take a picture of us. So, he puts his arm around me. We take the picture. And then I think it was on my phone, because I think I just had the better phone. And he said, he's like, okay, so like a little time passed, not that much time. He goes, okay, so this is going to be really hard for me to say. And I was like, he's about to ask me to pay the bill. What else is going to be hard at this point?
You're like, I was gonna do that anyway, you fucking loser.
Yeah, I mean, he was a drummer. So
yeah. We all make mistakes.
this is the drummer. Courtney knows a drummer.
Was he one of those really, really successful rich drummers?
I mean, no.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was Travis Barker.
Oh,
the one drummer
okay,
you've
all
heard
right.
of.
Didn't want to say it. But
Sorry, Courtney.
no, but he actually was really good. He wasn't wealthy in that regard, but like I've gone out and seen him perform, and I was like,
Okay, cool.
I mean, not that I know much about drumming, but women were throwing.
It's very
themselves.
attractive when someone
It is.
doesn't suck.
I
mean, but apparently he did in this way.
Yeah, so we're sitting there, so he's like, this is really hard for me to say, and he's like fumbling. He's like, and I promise you, if we continue down this path, it won't be an issue. I promise you, it won't be an issue. And I'm like, what are you trying to say? He goes, if you, my aunt follows me on Facebook. So, if you post this picture, Can you not tag me? Because I know if my aunt sees it, then she's going to go back and tell my parents. And I'm still like, do your parents think you're gay? Like, I don't understand, like,
what he's trying to say.
Because it's not anything that's ever happened to me before. And it's not something that my race is, I've been in this race my whole life. Like, it's not ever been an issue for me or anybody else I've been around.
You tag yourself in all your
all of them, every single one.
You also didn't like,
hey.
That should be your next like Mindy shoot. Is just. But you also grew up somewhere that was like predominantly people of color.
Yeah,
like, you didn't grow up around a ton of white people where you're like, yep. Saw this coming.
I wouldn't say I didn't grow up around it because the school I went to, it was a science and tech. It was nationally my high school. So my high school was way more diverse than a lot of the other high schools in that area, just because we had like
you're smart.
That too. We had a science and tech program. We had a big language program. Our bands were nationally ranked. So like everything, like we were of excellence. So it was just like the cream of the crop from the county in that school. So there were, so I was accustomed to being around white people, Indian people, black people. Just it was a smorgasbord of things. I went on a German exchange program. There was no bus picking us up to take us to the mountains, but we did go to Germany. So.
That's bougier than going to the
That's why I said it.
We did go skiing in Germany. We went
to the
no bus to pick us up because we were in Germany.
Jet.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We went to Switzerland afterwards and saw real mountains. So it was never an issue because it's never been an issue for me. And then I was like, he was like, my aunt will tell my parents. And I was like, tell your parents what? And I wasn't like being an asshole, like, I'm going to make it, you say you racist. Like, I
just don't understand.
I really didn't
saying.
understand it. And he was just like, well, my parents would have a problem with me dating a black girl. And I was like,
you're like, well, I'm also Indian.
So then he tells me, he said the issue isn't that you're Indian, it's that you're black. He specifically spelled it out.
Wow.
And I was like, okay,
we're done.
Yeah, and it's like I didn't like end it at that point. I wasn't like fuck you, and had a big scene that they like. I feel like most people, if I tell them this story, they're just like, "Did you flip over the table?"
Well, yeah, that's not how real life works.
I know it is.
That's a girls' episode.
Yeah, and I still went out with him a little while, not much longer, but I realized. I was in my mind, I was trying to rationalize like, okay, well, he's not the problem. It's his parents and, just whatever the fuck. And then also realize I don't like him enough to like rationalize on any of this.
Right. You're like, wait, actually, I don't give a fuck at all.
Yeah.
You're like, this isn't even an issue with you other than you generally.
Yeah. It's just like, I don't really like you that much.
If you date someone at a certain age too, like, you want to envision your life meshing with theirs, even if it's like, way down the line or whatever, and you're like, well, now I'm like swimming upstream in this situation because like I'm going into a racist situation and like again, don't really care about this person anyway, so but if you're out there, keep doing your thing. We really believe in you.
But it's just I realized there were things that just kept on happening that, when somebody says something crazy to you, then you start finding reasons to not like them, and it's not that hard. So just things.
You mean when someone drops into conversation like, hey, my parents will hate you based on the color of your skin, when it's like a little red flag like that, you're like, what other things don't I like about you?
Let's start collecting
them. I don't
them.
like your parents.
Yeah, there's that. Let me tell you one thing I've learned after divorce. Well, in the throes of divorce is the next guy I get serious with, I need for his parents to be dead. Because I don't want to
1,000% feel that.
I don't want to deal with in-laws. I'm sure there are some
what if they haunt you though?
I'm a haunt back, boo bitch.
way easier. You just need some sage. You don't need to like impress them.
Let's smoke you out. So I don't even know where I was going with my divorce. But anyway, me and that white boy, we stopped talking. So like, again, going back to Jason and his family. And like one thing I brought up, I was just like, I said, it's funny that your dad was so, yeah, team, if there's a problem, come to us. As like, and the one time I come to him, everybody mums the fucking word. Which makes me wonder, maybe your parents are racist. And he got hella offended. And I was like, let's not act like I don't hear your Indian cousins dropping the N-word all the time. And they use it like, my nigga this, my nigga that, my nigga this. And I was like, and I've told his brother before, like,
like to you specifically, or
not
they
to
say
me, just amongst, and I mean, and that's a very brown fuckboy thing. You find that especially within like the Indo-Caribbean community, it's a lot of that going
like
on.
Lines are blurred or whatever.
Just not being
like, no,
fuckboys. I mean, to me, it's like, and the other thing too that's interesting is like we're not even American. So like somebody can even argue that I shouldn't even be saying this word because I'm not African American. I'm Afro-Caribbean. I'm Indo-Caribbean. I'm not African American, and I don't make it.
You're American though.
I am American by
And
birth,
Black
but
American.
yeah, and that's still not because
I get what you're saying. You're not like you're not descended from the lineage that makes it okay to say
I just
that
want
word.
you to know that you should say it.
I do. I'm gonna say it.
You're American.
Oh, I'm gonna say it.
I think now's the time to not say it. I think you should be very ashamed. Ever since Trump announces
luck.
2024. Good luck.
Good luck shaming her.
Speaking of which, in the course of, and I know Maria's about to know exactly where I'm going with this.
I do.
Just in the course of the divorce unfolding and me trying to work through it and me trying to talk to him and me, because he completely just stonewalled me and then tried to act like I was the problem. And he
so hard.
He
Gaslight,
huge gaslight, huge love bombs, huge every other thing you see on Instagram as far as toxic relationships. And
like
it's
the
weird.
carousels.
Just
like the self-help carousels that are like
yes, that's why all of that.
Add that to the
So he finally, I got him in therapy. This is the 2 out of 3 relationships I've been in. This is the second guy I got in therapy.
Oh my God,
I'm Captain Save a Ho. Am I really doing the Lord's work?
yes.
So
For them
I got
all
so
to your-
tired
the
for you when you said that.
I
'cause
know.
I did that one time and it was some bullshit.
it's the second one.
I had to threaten to leave him.
It just, well, I had been on him for a while and I couldn't really threaten being married. I mean, I guess now I know I could have, but, I'm lying. I did threaten to leave him at one point, and I had keys to my best friend's place. And
Well, that's what love is, threatening to leave.
but
Dangling those keys. That's a real relationship.
like, I got somewhere else to go.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. You don't even know who these keys belong to. Bye.
But it's somewhere not here, motherfucker.
You're like, I don't even know who these keys belong to. I just found them on the
Can you
street, and I'm
sense-
gonna go
Yeah.
door to door.
They're actually your keys.
I'll tell you right now.
She doesn't even have a fucking apartment.
Yeah.
So bye.
Can you sense the big dick energy of these keys? Because you should know.
Yeah,
Andrew
everyone,
laughed out loud. So
a
we laughed.
relationship tip. Ladies, always have
Get
a
some
spare
random
of
keys.
random
keys. That's a good tip.
toxic.
That's
but
not a
yeah.
bad tip at all.
But
Threaten. That's what I always say. When in
Love
doubt,
should be based
threaten.
on fear. Yeah, we've all done it.
but
That's the teaser, just for the record. When in doubt, threaten.
he did go to therapy. He agreed to. I guess he told his therapist what was going on, and his therapist agreed to do a session with the two of us. And he said, my therapist also is a couples therapist, and I was rolling my eyes. I was just like, but at that point, I'm desperate, and I was just like, I'm about to go and do some dumb shit
Because it's always hard when you're playing on
I'm
a
the
away
outsider.
turf. Yeah, exactly. Like my sister had that or whatever with her husband's therapist, and they stopped going after they both went because the therapist was like, so as we all know, you're like a delinquent and an alcoholic. And she's like, this is starting off really strongly. So I feel like, anyway, I just divulged a bunch of my
it's
Delinquent? Was she 14?
She's like a mom and like a financial advisor. Like, I don't know what
That must have been wild for her to find out what your
yeah,
sister's
she's like,
actually
I am. Okay, crazy.
thank you for
But I
telling
feel like
me.
playing on the away turf therapy wise,
It's-
very low chance of success.
Yeah, and I was desperate, but we went, and surprisingly, the therapist told him that he was stonewalling me. He was the one being toxic, called him out on all his shit. And, I'm sitting here feeling bad for Jason. And the therapist is like, dude, your wife is sitting there. You're not even looking at her. She's trying to connect with you, and you're not, you won't even look her in the face. And the therapist made him look, he's like, look at your wife. And
God, tell me you burst into tears. I would be shit.
No, because in my mind at that point, I was just like,
I win.
I'm good at I mean, at that point, I didn't feel like anybody was winning. I was fighting for my marriage, and I was willing to deal with anything to make it work. So I was taking all of the abuse and all of the, in my mind, I was like, this is just a temporary thing. We're going to look back on this, years from now and be like, remember that time we almost got divorced? Crazy, all that stuff. And I really thought, I was like, and his cousin had just died, who was our age. We watched him die from cancer. So I was like, he's going through a lot. I'm just making excuses for his poor behavior. And, the therapist really went in on him. And after we finished that session, I said to him, I told Jason, because he was the one with the issues, which I knew because I've been in therapy. Mm-hmm. I'm not perfect, but I've been doing my due diligence.
Yeah.
You've been doing the work.
I've been doing the work. And so I told Jason, I was like, we can work through this. I was like, I know his family, and I know them motherfuckers sweep some shit under the rug.
Classic Indian family.
My God, like we talking about crazy shit today. Like I was watching them. I was like, my family's toxic, but we talk to each other.
Oh yeah, it's out there. Same with like my white side. They're all like dysfunctional and it's all out in the open. And my Indian side, it's like I've learned family secrets recently where I'm like, that is dark, and like we're still not talking about it.
That's how his family is.
Yeah.
Just suppress, pick up rugs, sweep shit. Like,
I feel like it's very common for,
it is.
I mean, South Asian, but also like Asian. Can I generalize? Can I say
Asian in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's that whole, we don't want, it's like you want to set this view of what you are. And I'm looking at him like, y'all come from the bushes of Trinidad. Nobody had high hopes for y'all. Let that shit out.
Yeah. Air it out. Give it some air.
And that's what his family did that too, and he's white. So.
It's just that whole, I don't understand that, because again, my family toxic, but we know when we ain't fucking with you, because we would be like, we ain't fucking with you. And that would be it. You deal with it.
At least it's direct.
It's very direct. Yeah. And I'm a direct person. And Jason, it's not like I just became a direct person after we got married. Like,
it's like, you knew. I feel like that's also such a thing. Is like, I've seen that so many times where one person, once they're married, they're like, man, I don't know how I can do this. And it happened with one of my friends. Like their husband said that to me. And I was like, you knew this. You took this shit for a test drive, and you had the choice to commit, and you should have done that before you signed any paperwork.
I did not push Jason to propose. Yeah. I was not one of those women that's like, oh my God, it looks like it did it.
You wear a sparkly ring on every finger except your fourth finger. And it's multiple. And you're like, I don't know.
Mad.
If only there was a way to balance this shit out.
I love that I said you get a gun, you get a glove, and you just cut this one so it's your exposed finger. And you're
but
like,
I didn't
know.
It's
that sounds like a reductress merch for sure. That sounds like something I want to buy.
I didn't do any of that. I didn't push him into marriage, and that's what I told him. I was just like,
this was your idea, bitch.
I was shocked when he got on his knees. I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, so it's a true proposal. When someone's like, I feel like it's less and less when people get actually surprised.
Surprise engaged.
It's usually like, all right, here's the
it was completely true, like 100%. Did not even think it was happening. Did not think it, of course we're dating for this amount of time. I know his whole family. We're going back to Trinidad together. He's meeting of course I know it's headed in that direction, but it wasn't a
agreed upon moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would murder a dude for proposing without talking to me first.
Yeah, I would be like, public. Automatic no, you don't know me. But I don't know. It's very romantic.
But it was super
for me.
Yeah.
It was super romantic.
Good
but
to know.
So to go back to your old question,
I was planning on proposing after this episode. So yeah.
To go back to your question as far as how I'm dealing. So after I felt like I did my due diligence. I did everything I possibly could do to save my marriage. And that was one thing that my therapist and we spent a lot of time focus, or she would make sure I remember that girl, you did everything you could do. You did your due diligence. So now I can walk out of it going, I did my part. I did everything I could to try to salvage this marriage. I compromised it. I found out he voted for Trump. We don't got time to talk about that.
In a joke. Yeah, that's got to be a part 2.
We ain't got time to talk about that. But, you know, there were so many things that I was like, I said yes to this man. I'm in it for better, for worse, richer, for poor, sickness and health. I said that. I'm fucking here. And so he was the one that kept on wanting to go through with it. He's paying for everything. Because I told him, I was like, I don't want this shit, so I'm not paying for it.
Yeah.
So he paid for the mediator. He has to pay me out for the co-op. He literally has to move me into the new apartment. He has to be my bitch handyman to like get everything set up. Like,
want to get rid of me? Pay for it.
Yeah. I was like, I will go easily with cash.
Yeah.
I was like, this will be a situation you're going to have to throw money.
Everyone I meet. Doesn't matter on the situation.
I will go easily.
Yeah, I was just like, you're gonna have to pay to get out of this. I was like, because you are disrupting my life. You get to keep this co-op, because he initially just wanted to kick me out of the co-op because his parents put down most of the down payment, but my name's on everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, this is mine. And he's like, but my parents pay for it. I said, this is
fucking
mine.
This shit up.
Yeah.
You're the one fucking this up.
I was like, so I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving and going to scramble and try to rub 2 nickels together to make a,
you're not going to leave with your hobo bindle.
Changed your mind.
Yeah. So so he's pissed off about that. He keeps on telling me, you have to work overtime so I can pay you. I was like, you did this to yourself.
Yeah.
And that's it. And when he says things like that, it just reminds me of who he is. Cause I'm just like, you have never had to take responsibility for anything. Like, he's a cop. His dad would drive him. When he was in the police academy, his dad would wake him up, have breakfast for him, pack his lunch, drive him to the academy, pick him up. And I was like, you have never experienced struggle in your life.
It's also a very Indian son thing to do, is like very, that's a thing I've noticed dating both. But look, there's a thing in the 4 Agreements book. Do we know this book?
Of course.
Yes, we know. Right. I've heard of its existence. And one of the 4 agreements is do your best, no more, no less. And I feel like that's, if I were to, I mean, there's a lot of goodies I can take out of you sharing your experience, but I feel like that is like the best way to deal with what you're going through is like, despite all of the grief and despair, you gave it your best shot, and you can sleep well in your beautiful, well-lit luxury apartment with a dishwasher.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, it's a washer and dryer in there too.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I think we should probably wind down before you grab a copy of her keys.
Yeah.
There's no keys. It's
right.
It's a code, and it's
so
5555.
when you have your next boyfriend and you threaten to go to Ayanna's, you won't even have you're just going to have to wave a post-it with the code
waving
on it.
Fisher Price keys. Like, bitch, those are plastic.
Yeah.
It's civilization.
It's fucking, I'm going there.
I just like wave my own keys, and he's like, that's to our apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't know stuff.
Shiny. Run
Okay,
away.
so I'm going to cut us off.
Okay.
I'm glad we learned that. We have one last segment we need to do, and then we'll plug and we'll close it out, which is staying hot. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So my question to you is, what, if anything, is your skincare routine?
My God, as I'm sitting up here trying not to pick at this fucking pimple on my face right now.
Is that your
It's a
routine?
skill in of itself.
Yep.
My whole ass mother. That is my skincare routine. My skin is very resilient, but as Glenda, Lucille, Laurent, Dookie, Dickinson, I don't know. She keeps on collecting last names. Yeah, my mom has never had a pimple in her life. And I know this because she likes to tell everybody this. It doesn't ever come up, but she wants everybody to know.
It never comes up.
That
like
was
a
her wedding
bullet.
toast.
She just never had a pimple in my life. Yeah, my mom has
Immaculate.
immaculate skin. My mom is one of the most intelligent people I know. She speaks 4 languages. She will tell you that too.
You need to have your mom on. Motherly advice.
Ayanna will not be attending that.
Yeah, I'm just like, I will unfollow both of you guys.
No, we can't do it.
In real life.
like in the
Cancel you.
bushes, and she just walks away casually.
Yes.
Unfollow.
But I do try to maintain it because my dad, on the other hand, his side of family, the most atrocious shit you've ever seen in your life, like night and day.
Noted.
So I'm just like, at any point things can go left.
Keep your defenses up.
Yeah. So yeah,
Tightrope of
water, the general shit we all supposed to be doing, water, exercise, eat
Veggies.
shit.
Don't eat that.
Yeah, not that. But
Pink, it looks
yeah,
beautiful.
but since I'm 41, so I try to start. I don't know how much it actually works, but probiotics, because your gut
Health.
is very
Flora.
important, as they're finding more out these days. Turmeric supplements, just make sure it's a good one. And Biosil, I do the drops in my coffee. It's like $30 for a little.
What's that?
It's these drops that like help boost collagen production and all that kind of stuff. Does it actually work? I don't fucking know. But in my mind, I'm spending $30 for it maybe.
yeah. So it works. It works
That's
if you.
sure.
It's like God. It works if you want
Yeah,
it.
we just
I
gonna pay
feel
to
like-
the Biosil gods.
Yeah.
What you said, I was going to say that to me, what you just said is exactly how like all healthcare works.
Yeah,
It's like-
absolutely.
Just like I don't
Yeah.
know.
it's like I'm going to spend $30 for a maybe.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
my dietitian told me to stop taking. She's like, it's not even doing anything, and I was like, you're white.
It's funny too because we all know.
Sorry.
White women are the most obsessed with that stuff.
I
though,
know,
because
but-
we curdle like dairy in the
I
sun.
understand, but I didn't believe because she said a couple of questionable things that
Song
were.
name.
Ooh, well, we don't have time, but
Yeah,
I,
I
will
know.
ask you
So
after.
Biosil, collagen. If you're vegan, I don't know what to
Turmeric,
tell you.
water.
Turmeric, water. I wash my face every night, and
Yes.
Hell yeah.
wash my face. I moisturize. I put a serum on there. I'm always trying. Depending
New
on
things.
Yeah, I just try new things. Like I said, my skin's pretty resilient.
Me too.
But also sleep.
Oh yeah.
I sleep like 9 hours a night.
Just yeah, you
I
gotta.
love sleeping.
Yeah.
I'm making up for all the pre-pandemic time.
I hear
and
you.
then quarantine hit, and I was like, "Holy fuck, salads and sleep!"
I'm
I'm never
overwhelmed.
going back to comedy.
I am overwhelmed that people go without sleep.
I don't get.
obsessed.
I can't do it anymore. I can't go back.
Andrea.
Okay, all right. Do we have one more time for a hotness question?
Yep,
Or we
do
can
your hotness question.
Okay, my hotness question is one of the things I think you have a very strong sense of fashion. I very much admire that about you. And one of the things I always associate you with, and maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like it's associated with you, is big heavy earrings.
Yes.
I would like to know how you. I'm such like a I'm just a lobe bitch or something. I have very weak lobes. How do you comfortably rock big earrings
So
besides not being a little bitch?
So I've slowed down on those because my mom would always rock big earrings. I think I took, as much as shit I talk about my mom, I took a lot from her. So my mom was always very loud with her fashion. Blue eyeshadows, big earrings. So that's things I remember. But yeah, they will wear down your lobes. And the moment I started seeing that, I was like, no, sir. So acrylic is a good material. So when I buy earrings, you would think I was shopping for something that wasn't going to cost $9.99 because I have all the questions. I need to know how much it weighs in grams, and usually you can kind of weigh them measuring like pick up a quarter, and I think a quarter is like 25 grams.
Wow, didn't know that.
I think
that's
y'all
our
need
clip.
to time out. Y'all need to double check that. Don't just
No,
don't just send
fucking
misinformation.
spread it.
Into the world.
Absolutely.
That's how
It's like
most
we
people
say.
know things, though. Someone said it. And
I
you're
want
like,
us to
okay.
release that as a clip, and then at the bottom it says like check in with the CDC to make sure that a quarter is actually 25 grams.
And that will probably be blackballed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blackballed, whatever.
Shadow banned.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I acrylic. I'm finding material that are light so
Yeah.
that I can get the big earring look. And then also I just stopped wearing things that were too heavy, like Aldo. I love Aldo's accessories, but their shit is so goddamn heavy.
Yep.
And you can get them on eBay for like $2.99.
Yeah. So just do that.
Yeah, but yeah, so acrylic is a good material, polymer is a good material, like hammered metals are good materials. So you look for earrings that have that
Size to weight ratio.
that part. And I would say wear clip-ons, but clip-ons give me headaches.
Okay. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Back from my nerdy theater days. Can't do them.
Yeah, they start. I don't even know. Also, there are earrings that like wrap around your ear and then dangle.
Climbers.
So that give you. I don't know if they're climbers. Yeah. They're like hooks, and they give you that
climbers?
I don't know.
Sometimes we'll find out.
Okay,
we'll find out on part 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
find out in the next episode with a completely different person.
I love that. That's where you guys want to fact check if those are called climbers, but a quarter being 25 grams.
Quarter is 25.
Yo,
and that will be the
gonna run
title
with
of this
that.
podcast.
Well, because I thought she was doing that thing she was saying earlier where she doesn't correct people, and I thought in her mind she was like, I know they're called climbers, but Ayanna thinks maybe they're not, and so I just wanted to know.
We'll never know.
That's fair.
But what we do know is, guys, I'm going to be honest. I got to pee.
Okay.
Me too.
That's a great reason to end a podcast, or really anything that's happening when you got to go.
Sex.
So give me your plugs again.
Find me on Instagram, Dookie, Adookie. And if you're not on Instagram because you're weird, I'm on TikTok, but TikTok's likes muting my shit.
Ayanna, seriously, thank you so much for coming on. Your delight. Thank you for bearing your soul and being so candid and being full of great advice. Honestly,
thank you.
Yeah.
And
no to the dishwasher.
Yeah, I'm gonna
yes
do it,
to the
but-
I know
acrylic
you
earrings.
will. You don't listen to
They
it.
already said they would do it.
Here we go.
I do listen to people. Okay,
Very
we don't have
white of
time
you.
for this.
Where can we follow
absolutely.
us?
It's
Where
very
can we
white.
follow
Yes.
us?
You can follow us on Instagram at hotdadspod. You can email us at hotdadspod@gmail.com. Feel free to Venmo and Cash App any of the three of us, whoever you think is the least problematic.
She's white.
Yeah, I think it might be Maria. I don't know.
Yeah, my people are the problem, though. I think that's more what she's getting at.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in, and like, subscribe, share, and comment. Lick.
Bye. Like, subscribe, comment, share, caress. I always want to finish it with like a
Shit.
Yeah.
Trying to come up with a
No. I just threw in another verb in there. Okay, I'm gonna go pee. I don't know why I'm still talking.
Yeah.